You've never had anything like someone trying to set fire to your stuff for you?
Oh yeah, I've had tent set fire. I was in it. Luckily to get out. I wake up every morning and I go, I'm alive.
Have you experienced abuse from people as a rough sleeper?
Yeah, I've had my face rubbed in concrete. I've had my teeth kicked out. I've had my hair ripped. I'm suffering with alopecia at the minute, so like I'm losing my hair as it is. But I've suffered loads while I'm sitting on the floor. So this is all my face. This was from having my face rubbed in
Who did that to you?
concrete. It was just this boy going around bullying the homeless people, trying to take money and things off them. And I was a bit unfortunate there. He tried to bully me and he pulled my hair from behind. Right outside Tesco, I was just there. And he took my money and basically for about 15 minutes I was trying to fight this out on my own with this guy. And it was daylight as well, it was like 3 in the afternoon.
How old was he?
About 43, 44 I think. Because he had a mask on, so it was quite hard to try and judge. But he's gone to prison for that now.
Well, I'll tell you, last night someone came up and bought me a McDonald's and left me a £10 note.
That's nice.
And and then when I woke up, someone had been from my pockets and stolen a £10 note. So it's really rough out here, it's terrible out here. Prison's an upgrade from here, to be honest with you. Because you don't get trench foot, your food's all taken care of, you get to play football 2 or 3 times a week if you're lucky. You know, there's no two ways of saying it, it's better than this.
So I remember one case, a guy watched me get a £5 drop. A £5 drop basically is someone giving you £5. Obviously I was begging, sitting down asking for spare change, and he gave me a £5. Some guy watched him give me a £5, come up, tried stabbing me for the £5. I said, bro, you're not getting my last £5. I said, you can do everything you want. I said, you're not getting my last £5. So he gave me a cut in the eye, and apart from that, that was it.
What's it really like being a rough sleeper in Cardiff?
It's hard, really hard, especially if you're an lady and you're on your own, it is hard. Well, I seen a gentleman, 2 people rowing one day over money, and then this guy just went in his pocket and stabbed this other guy in the arch in his neck, and the other guy then passed away, died on the floor of the car park.
Were they rough sleepers or just?
Yeah, they were rough sleepers as well.
I just had the odd like cup of cold Coke and ice and that thrown in my face.
Right.
A couple of other homeless individuals, you know what I mean? But I don't know what it is with some of them around here. They seem to think that where they sit is their place, you know what I mean?
It's very difficult, very difficult. They're all, you know, alcoholics and drug addicts, and it's very cliquey. But I've managed to keep this spot for about, since I've got it actually, 5 weeks, even though I'm getting pressure to leave. I've been out here 5 weeks and I've had all of my stuff robbed and the security staff put it in the bin. So for instance, you go away, I'll go to the toilet, I come back and they might pre-arrange to have one of the dust carts come by and all, it's all gone before you get back, it's all down in the tip.
Where I'm from, because I'm not from around here, so I get bullied, like, go back to where you come from, you know, just silly little banters and things, you know.
Where are you from?
Originally North Canelli. That's where my mum was living before she passed away. There's been people coming down here which got ammonia in bottles, which is like, I don't know what ammonia is.
Yeah.
Like, they mix it ready in bottles to check out people and things, so you just got to be careful where you go and who you.
They throw ammonia over you?
Yeah, ammonia. They get it in a bottle ready, all done. It's just random people up down the streets.
How many years altogether have you been
It's about 20. It's about 27 years now.
10 years.
10 10 years. How did you first find yourself homeless?
My mum passed away of cancer rather suddenly, and then 2 months later my missus kicked me out. So it was abrupt, and I wasn't expecting to end up homeless.
My mother passing away, and then my brother got murdered, and then my father passed away, and once they brought me down here, then I thought it's not worth being back up the valleys because I've got nothing left there.
I was living with my mum, I was, up until 2 Januaries ago.
Yeah.
And my mum, she had pancreatic cancer basically. And I gave up my flat to move in with my mum down in North Kennelly. And after my mum passed away, they basically basted up the boarded up the masonette. And a little church brought me up to Cardiff. And they're telling me now I've got to be homeless for more than 2 years before I can I've got to be sleeping rough basically on the streets of Cardiff for 2 years before I can be classed as a Cardiff citizen to get in anywhere at all, like the HUDDLED or Sicilian. Like
So there's a
room-wise.
sheltered accommodation.
Yeah, but they're telling me I've got to be sleeping on these floors for 2 years. This
So
is
how
what
long
they've
have you been on roughly?
So no, last January I become homeless.
A
So
year and a half.
yeah, so I'm really there to get housed.
First come down here when in 2014 because I got basically assaulted up the valleys
Right.
quite seriously, where I had both my legs broken and all that.
By who?
2 boys basically drove me into a forestry, like pretending to be a friend, and broke my legs, smashed a big hole in my head and all that. So I was in hospital. I knew one of them.
Were you homeless at the time?
Yeah.
What, and they drove you into the woods and broke you?
Yeah. And then when I actually came out of the hospital after learning how to walk again, they turned around and said that the council up my way didn't have no ground floor facilities to put me in. So the nearest place for me to come was down here. They were smacking me with a pickaxe handle and a scaffolding tube with that along. And
What for?
they reckon I'd stole a laptop or some bloody thing, but obviously I didn't, or I couldn't remember doing it or whatever. But like I said to him, at the end I didn't warrant that beating for that, regardless whether it happened or not.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, they dumped me down here in 2014, and I've just been continuously on the streets since then. They put me in hostels and places like that, but the hostels that they've opened up around here within a matter of weeks and all that, they're filling up with people injecting and doing all sorts.
It took me 6 months then to get a job with Amazon, and the day came and I get a phone call, can you turn up to collect the van from Gatwick? I got to the Severn Bridge and caused a flipping pile up on the other side of the carriageway. I undercut someone, and a part of the car that I undercut came off and hit the others, where it blew off and went on the other side of the carriageway and caused a 3-car pile up. And that's what I just came out of prison for. Causing injury by dangerous driving, leaving the scene of an accident. I had a 3-year sentence, served a year and a half. 18 months is a long time, especially for me. I'd never done prison before. So it was a long time for me, and I thought something would be set up for it all.